Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video. So it's currently almost 10 p.m, which usually means it's almost my bedtime, but I'm honestly in such a fucking bad mood these days. I don't know if I'm gonna sleep tonight at all. I probably will fall asleep on the couch at some point, but it is what it is. So I decided, why not prepare the video for this week? Now, to do that, I wanted to put makeup on, and I thought, why not do another little get ready with me and just talk a little bit about how I feel and my mental health issues at the moment, because they are crushing me. I started wearing my Fitbit again because I started moving more, walking more, but after 3 days it's getting kind of itchy. I'm noticing that it's getting close to my usual bedtime because I'm getting fucking tired. Tired of my own shit. So talking about my mental health is something I kind of always like to do. I like answering questions about it. I like talking about it. I'm kind of a person who likes attention to some degree. I feel like my messed up mental health, as sad as it sounds, is the only thing that makes me a little bit special. Do I really want to do this? Yeah. Do I? Yeah. So I hope that my boyfriend or anyone else doesn't message me while I'm filming this, because I can't answer. I usually film while he's at work, so he can't answer that much anyway. But tonight I was like, dude, I need distraction badly. I know it might seem like talking about my mental health isn't really a distraction, but it is. It can be very therapeutic to just get the thoughts out, you know. My problem is always beauty influencers, when they put foundation on, they look flawless. And I see myself here in the mirror and I see all my flaws, my acne scars, the zit here that I currently have coming up, even the little chin hairs that I forgot to pluck apparently. And it's frustrating. And I have to constantly remind myself hey, what you see online more often than not is not real. Everything is filtered these days. Everything has to be perfect, right? And perfect doesn't exist. That is something I'm struggling with right now. My last paper for university, what was it, 65%, I think? And that is the worst I have done so far. It wasn't a good paper, I know that. I still don't think that 65% is appropriate. I think it deserves a little better, but it's a whole fucking task to get it evaluated again. So I was like, you know what? After my mom and my boyfriend, my dad, all of them said just let it go. It's one grade. All your other grades have been 80 or 85% or higher. So it's just that one grade. But I'm like, you know, I do have OCPD, so obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which in me personally shows with my tendency to want to be perfect in everything, so much that it negatively impacts my life. And in the case of university, in the first 4 months, I worked my ass off, honestly. I don't think I've worked that much for any kind of school ever. It went good. And then at month 5, my mental health started to catch up to me. The desire to be perfect kind of hit me in the face, because I was working so much on all my papers and studying that it drove me crazy, kind of. Every 3 minutes I had, I thought about the paper and what can I change? What can I do better? Yeah, that took a toll on my mental health. So in January, February, it kind of started to go downhill. So yeah, month 4 or 5 of university, it started to come crashing down, basically. So I took a break because I was on top of things. I was 1 month ahead because I study from home, so I can do this shit in my own time, you know. So I said, you know what, I wanted to take the 6th month off as like a semester break, I guess. But I'm feeling so unwell, I'm gonna take the 5th month off. And I thought that would be fine. It was not fine. Because from then on, I kind of lost my routine. I lost my motivation to work for school, I guess. So in January, it started to go downhill because I was overworked. And I didn't notice it until I was at my breaking point, basically. I wanted to start at month 6 again, so in February or March, but it kind of didn't happen. I don't know, my depression just kept me from starting again. That was even more depressing, so my depression made me depressed. That was also around the time where I had all my appointments for getting weight loss surgery approved, which was kind of a stressful time for me. You have to keep in mind when I talk about this, I have major depression. I have severe social anxiety. I do have signs of PTSD. Just a lot is coming together. And the thing is, in the last clinic I was in 2022, I got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder for the first time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna inform myself about that, and it all made sense, kind of. That shit started to spiral downhill again. I saw the signs, you know, I saw the sign. I saw the signs of the BPD, the overly emotional, or the extreme emotions, and the constant switches of emotions. It's exhausting. It is so exhausting. Are these even? My eyebrows are never even. If you haven't dealt with BPD by yourself, it's really hard to explain, but it is also called emotional or unstable personality disorder, so that explains some things, I guess. So for the first time, I started to see the proper signs of BPD. And it kind of got scary and overwhelming for me because, of course, I was used to the feeling, but I was always like, well, that's depression, that's anxiety. I didn't think it was a personality disorder, but finding out it's a personality disorder where there's no cure for, the best you can do is treat it with medication and therapy. And trying out medication takes a long time, or can take a long time, until you find ones that really help you. I'm gonna try this. I haven't done proper, I guess, colorful makeup in a while. When you're in that state where you think negatively anyway, and life isn't worth it, everything is so negative, you're like, what's the point of trying to get better, you know? Which is not a good attitude to have, honestly. Kind of since January, I was feeling like my medication wasn't working that well anymore. FYI, I take 2 different antidepressants, and one of them really helped me when I got them in my last clinic visit last year, where I already took the other one, which I feel like didn't do that much. And now, since January, it just got less and less, I guess. And I talked to my psychiatrist about it, and she was like, well, these medications don't just stop working. She's not quite sure what's up with that, but we can up the dosage of one of them a little bit. The other one is already at the highest dosage. So we tried that, but I didn't feel any different, so we took it down again. And kind of since then, I've just been living with it. And I definitely had a few months, I think until my surgery, where I basically did nothing for school. In March, I wrote the paper where I got the 65% in. And maybe all that stress with getting weight loss surgery approved kind of contributed to that bad grade. But it is what it is, isn't it? Then I had my weight loss surgery approved and had my surgery. Well, the one time that my surgery got postponed did like a major hit on my mental health as well. And then I was like, well, after weight loss surgery, I'm gonna feel great. I'm gonna lose weight, and I'm gonna feel good about myself. Yeah, and at the beginning it was like, well, it was exhausting. I talked about this already. Because just eating like liquids is exhausting. But the weight was coming off really quickly, so I was like, well, that's amazing. And I felt good about that. And then I switched diets, and then the weight came off slower, which kind of made me depressed again. It was a whole lot of bullshit that was happening in my brain. It was such a huge like change of my life, because I gave up both of my coping mechanisms, both of the things that I used to cope with my emotions, with my very extreme emotions due to the borderline disorder, because I did not only quit the overeating, I also quit smoking, which it wasn't hard like for the addiction part, because I was so busy with concentrating on my new diet after surgery. So like the kind of need for nicotine wasn't there. There's either like a little moth or fluff from my rabbit floating through the air, and it's making me a bit paranoid. I don't really want that, but I think it's only fluff. I'm like doing a whole gymnastics session here. So these past few weeks, it's kind of just gone downhill with me. And the thing is, as I mentioned in my last video, is that the stomach or the body can't absorb medication as good, as efficiently as before surgery, because stuff just passes through the stomach much quicker. I noticed that with my birth control not working properly anymore, and now I'm thinking that I noticed that with my antidepressants not working anymore. It's gotten to a point where thoughts of harming myself came back, which I haven't had in a long time. And I haven't done anything, and I won't do anything. Before anything happens, I will talk to someone, because I don't want to relapse in that department, because I've been clean for almost 2 years now, I think. And I'm proud of that, and I want to keep it that way. But the thoughts alone are so scary. I don't know how to deal with it that good. I called my psychiatrist today, finally. And luckily, she can see me next Monday. The thing is, on the 24th, I have my next dietitian appointment. On top of my depressed mood, I'm now also fucking stressed, which comes with anxiety and depression. That now that I have 2 appointments on one day, I can't do anything productive until then. But like my thoughts are all over Monday. It's like, okay, at 9 a.m. you have to be at one hospital for the dietitian appointment, and then you have to drive back home only to go to the same city but to a different hospital for the psychiatrist appointment at 12:40. With the car, I live like 15 to 20 minutes away. Okay, so it's not like a huge drive, and it's also okay to go home in between appointments. With the psychiatrist, I take the appointments that I can get, because I don't want to risk them saying like, okay, well, the next appointment is in like 2 months. I'm like, well, my regular next appointment is also in 2 months, so fuck that. Stressed, I'm anxious, I'm fucking depressed. I'm overall just not in a good mood. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Mommy, I'm a mess. The fuck am I doing? Yeah, this whole surgery has taken a huge toll on my mental health, which I did not expect. And I was like, bitch, you have no lips. Why are you even bothering? I actually had a few times where I forgot to put on mascara. I don't use false lashes, so I just would go like this, and I'm like, girl, how? I honestly really like this look. Again, I said it last time, I think. I have to do makeup more often. But with severe depression, hobbies aren't easy to do. I think that does it for this video. Thanks for getting ready with me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up and comment your suggestions and ideas for other videos down below. If you want to see more of me and my journey through weight loss surgery, then subscribe to my channel. I try to upload every week, but sometimes because of my mental health, I have to take breaks. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome day or night wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye!